Right now, you are almost certainly paying for something you have not used in the last 30 days, possibly several somethings. The average American carries $219 in monthly subscription charges. Most people guess the number is under 50. That gap between what you think you are spending and what you are actually spending is not confusion. It is by design. This is subscription fatigue, and it is one of the most precisely engineered wealth traps in modern consumer history. Welcome back to Money Mind Dojo. This is episode 5 of the Psychology of Invisible Traps. If you missed episode 4 on budget beauty stealth inflation, the link is in the description. Each episode builds on the last. Let us continue. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. But what I am about to show you could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to you over the next 30 years. The subscription economy is a $2 trillion industry built on a single psychological insight. Small amounts feel like nothing. $10 a month does not trigger the pain of payment the way $120 a year does, even though they are identical. Subscription companies deliberately structure their pricing to stay beneath your pain threshold. They want to be forgotten. In 2024, C+R Research surveyed 2,000 Americans about their subscription spending. The results were striking. The average person estimated they spent $86 a month on subscriptions. The actual average was $219. That is a 254% underestimate. Why does this happen? Because subscription companies exploit what behavioral economists call the pain of paying. The pain of paying is the psychological discomfort we feel when we hand over money. It is sharpest when we pay with cash. We physically feel it leaving our hands. It is dulled when we pay with a card. It almost disappears when payments are automatic and invisible, charged in the background while you sleep. Netflix raised prices 9 times between 2014 and 2025. In 2014, a standard Netflix subscription was $7.99 per month. By 2025, the standard tier was $22.99. That is a 187% increase. Spotify, Disney+, Hulu, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, gym memberships, cloud storage, news sites, professional tools, all following the same playbook. Raise prices by a small enough amount each time that cancellation never feels worth the friction of calling to cancel. This is called the boiling frog effect in business strategy. A small enough change, applied consistently, becomes invisible until the total is something you would never have agreed to at the start. Here is what no one tells you about the subscription economy. Every service you subscribe to is not just taking your money, it is taking your attention, and attention is your scarcest resource. The average American now spends 6 hours and 30 minutes per day consuming digital content across subscriptions. That is not entertainment. That is not rest. That is the systematic outsourcing of your cognitive bandwidth to companies whose business model depends on you never stopping. When you subscribe to a streaming service, you are not just paying $10 to $25 a month. You are implicitly committing hours of attention that cannot be spent on skill building, relationship building, or the focused effort that actually compounds into a better life. You have not just bought a service. You have sold time. Consider this calculation: $219 per month. 12 months. That is $2,628 per year in subscriptions most people cannot fully name. Invested monthly over 30 years at a 10% annual return, that is $442,000. $442,000. In exchange for streaming content you will not remember, apps you use twice, and gym memberships you stopped going to in February. The solution is not to live without convenience or entertainment. It is to make every subscription a conscious, renewed choice, not a forgotten default. Here is the audit. Open your bank statement from the last 3 months. Find every recurring charge. List them. For each one, ask 2 questions. Did I use this in the last 30 days? Would I resubscribe to this today if it required a conscious decision? If the answer to either is no, cancel it. You can always resubscribe. The friction of canceling is a feature the company designed. The friction of resubscribing is a protection you designed. Consider the seasonal model. Some services, streaming platforms, sports packages, specific software have spending mas Sunday nano ha. Randy Zaindain Salio be vain and sane. Subscribe for 3 months. Cancel. Resubscribe when the season returns. You pay for what you use instead of what you intended to use. And rotate. The major streaming services together cost over $60 a month, if subscribed simultaneously. Most of the content you want exists somewhere across those services. Rotate through them quarterly. You will watch more, pay less, and discover things you would have missed if you were passively committed to one ecosystem. Every service you subscribe to without thinking is a service that is thinking for you. About when to charge you, how much to raise prices, and how to make cancellation feel too inconvenient to bother. The subscription economy is not your enemy. Unconscious participation in it is. Take back the audit. Do it once a quarter, and every dollar you recover from a forgotten charge is a dollar that starts working for you. In the next episode, episode 6, we expose the YOLO spending illusion. You only live once costs the average American $340,000. You do not want to miss it. Hit subscribe so you do not miss a single episode. Like this video if this made you think about what you are silently paying for right now, and share it with someone who has not looked at their subscriptions in months. This is Money Mind Dojo. Train your mind. Build your wealth.